The same crowd that cheered at Hamlet also paid to watch a bear torn apart by dogs. 20 paces apart, the same afternoon, the same city. Welcome to London, 1599. Shakespeare's Globe Theatre has just opened on the south bank of the Thames. 2,000 people pack in to see a ghost walk the stage, to hear words that will echo for centuries. Step away from the entrance. Count your steps. 20 paces. You're at the Paris Garden, the bear baiting pit. A brown bear chained to a post, mastiffs tearing at it, blood in the sawdust. The crowd screams louder than they did for any play. This is London, a city where genius and brutality walk hand in hand. Where the greatest art in human history is written in the same streets, where violence, disease, and desperation rule. 150,000 people crammed into a medieval death trap, and yet somehow life goes on. Let me show you how. We start where the law ends, Bankside, the South Shore. The Globe is hardly respectable, barely legal. Puritan preachers across the river call it the devil's work. Inside, you can watch kings murdered, lovers poisoned, the world remade in words. Across the way, the Rose Theatre, Shakespeare's rival, still fights for relevance. Between them, brothels flourish, technically illegal, practically city infrastructure. The Bishop of Winchester owns most of this land. The prostitutes are called Winchester geese. The joke writes itself. Taverns pour into narrow lanes. The anchor, the bear, the cardinal's hat. Watermen drinking their wages. Failed poets nursing bitterness. Someone always singing a ballad, too filthy to survive morning. And then, the signal. A flag rises above the Globe, visible across the river. London comes. Apprentices ditch work. Merchants' wives in walls slip away. Pickpockets circle. Groundlings clutch pennies to stand for 3 hours in the pit, rain or shine. There's a hunger here, a wildness. Theatre isn't just entertainment. It's a fever dream, a contagion spreading through the city. The river is the only thing that moves. Streets are too narrow, too packed with bodies and filth, so people take to the water. From above, it looks like chaos. Hundreds of small boats darting between the banks. Wherries, tilt boats, cargo barges, watermen shouting for passengers. You climb in. The wood is damp. The seat is hard. The waterman pulls, and you glide through brown water smelling of salt, sewage, and industry. To the north, the wharves. Ships from Venice, Hamburg, Antwerp unloading spices, silk and wine. Ahead, London Bridge, the city's artery. Shops and houses built on the bridge, teetering above the river. At the southern gate, traitors' heads rot on pikes. The Queen wants you to see them, wants you to remember. This is the heartbeat of London. Filthy, dangerous, vital. You step ashore, and the noise hits like a wall. Cheapside, where London works. Goldsmiths, mercers, drapers, every trade has its corner, every shop a swinging sign. The crowd is so thick you don't walk, you flow. A woman balances hot pies on her head. Geese honk as they're driven to slaughter. A merchant shouts about Flemish linen. The air smells of bread, manure, sweat, perfume, and rot, all at once. Wealth and poverty exist in the same square foot. A duchess buying gloves at a counter where a maid bargains over thread. Everyone pressed together, survival grinding forward. Money is the only thing keeping this overcrowded, disease-ridden city from tearing itself apart. Turn north. Old St. Paul's rises like a stone mountain, medieval, enormous. Its spire struck by lightning decades ago, never rebuilt. Walk into the churchyard, booksellers everywhere. Pamphlets, sermons, ballads, news from the continent. Inside Paul's Walk, London comes to see and be seen. Lawyers meeting clients, servants looking for work, gossips trading rumours, pickpockets working the crowd. Near a pillar, a young man reads a freshly printed book. In the shadows, two men speak quietly. Ireland, Essex's failed campaign, Elizabeth's inevitable death. No husband, no heir, James Stewart waiting in Scotland. Factions forming. Everyone knows it, no one speaks it aloud. The golden age is ending, and no one knows what comes next. West along the Strand to Whitehall, the Queen's Palace. Elizabeth still rules, brilliant, but the weight is visible. In the presence chamber, courtiers bow. Ambassadors wait. Velvet, candlelight, whispered intrigue. Outside, roses bloom in the Privy Garden. Music drifts from an upper window. Power smells sweet, but underneath there's an ending. No succession plan, no answers. Night falls, pretending everything is fine. Gates slam. Bloodgate, Newgate, Oldgate, Bishopsgate. The watch begins. Old men with lanterns and halberds. Crime flourishes in the dark. Taverns leak light. Fights spill into the streets. A woman screams. A dog howls. The wealthier streets flicker with torchlight. The alleys by the waterfront fall into absolute darkness. This is still a medieval city. Walled, divided, dangerous. Held together by law, by custom, by the collective will to survive one more day. The plague killed thousands last year. It will return. But tonight, people are here, breathing, fighting to make something. London, in 1599, is dying and being born at the same time. Plague and poetry, sewage and splendour, Bloodsport and Hamlet, all tangled together. The people living here don't know they're in a golden age. They know hunger, disease, ambition, the grind of trying not to die. But still, they build. In attics, in taverns, by the firelight of the globe. Within a generation, this city will burn to ash. A king will be beheaded. The theatres will close. The plague will return. But the words written here will never die. The boy holding horses outside the playhouse. The Queen refusing to name her successor. The poet with ink-stained fingers, writing a ghost into existence. They didn't know they were making history. They were just trying to survive the day. And in the process, they built forever.